Alright, so now we've got our 1/4 inch reamer. We'll find the 1/4 inch hole in our jig now, and we'll put that reamer up into the hole of the bracket, which is reamed to 1/4 inch. That'll line this up perfectly on the hole, this reamer. Then we'll clamp that in place. And that'll just help guide the reamer through and give us a perfectly reamed hole in the correct location. Alright, so we got a nice clean hole. If we put the washer on our bolt here, and this goes through, it's nice and snug. No slop. That's really good.
Comes out the other side.
Yep. Go ahead and throw that washer on there. And we'll get this bolt in place. And then we don't need this anymore, because now this is immobile. We'll tighten this up. We'll do the same thing for this hole. And we'll do the same thing for these 2 holes. And then down at the other end of the plane here, this is already bolted in place, but we'll do the same thing with this hole and the same thing with that hole. And then we'll have all the brackets done, all bolted into place with nicely reamed holes going right through the brackets. So I'm ready to start fitting the butt rib onto the wing. And because these brackets got added here, this gap's not big enough, so that's no problem. I'll just take a chisel, and obviously I won't remove anything here. I've got this vertical spruce piece, but I'll start removing some off the back here, and then I'll see how this goes on, and then I'll see how this one goes on and remove any material necessary here for this to fit on, and it'll be at the same 6-degree angle as the rest of the ribs. Basically, the outside of this material will just line up with here and here, and that should set it at 6 degrees. And then I'll take the spruce piece, I'll take a straight edge. I've got a big 6-foot straight edge there. Those 2 bays are adjusted properly already, so these spars should be pretty straight. I'll put the straight edge along here, measure to see that these are both straight, and then I'll fit this piece between these 2 brackets. Once it's fit, I will epoxy it here to the butt rib, and then I can slip this on, put some braces in there that I'll epoxy in place to hold this to the spars. Then I can tighten up this last bay with those nuts there, and that'll be it. And then we'll go to the next step. Here I'm trimming down the end of this piece of spruce that goes along the leading edge of the nose ribs, and on which the aluminum leading edge will rest along its length. I just start out by trimming some down with a chisel. You want to cut around the perimeter here so that you don't just split the wood right down the length of it. See, right there it acts as a stop. If you cut into this a little bit like that. Don't take off too much to start with. You just sort of form around, very roughly speaking, section on the end of it here, and the wingtip bow will slide onto this. just wrote on here that this is the leading edge, the front of it. Now really the thing to do here, the grain's going this way, I should actually run the chisel from this direction here. It's probably take a little bit too much off, so try not to take too much off anywhere else. When you get it roughed out a little bit, take a piece of scrap and a hammer. If I can find a hammer. Oh, that's funny. There's a hammer right here. Take a piece of scrap tubing, same diameter as the wingtip bow. This is the same material, just some scrap from when I first made the wingtip bow. And at some point it'll start to go on and it'll give you the shape. And then as you get closer, take less off with the chisel, and then you'll go to sandpaper to finalize it. I've whittled away a little bit more. I'm getting closer to the final size. Still not quite close enough. Now see, the grain's going down, so I really need to come around this way. There we go. Otherwise the chisel will just go down and down and down and you'll really mess it up. Kind of like I did right here. You can see how this works a lot better. When you hammer this on, don't hammer too hard because it can be really tough to get off. There you go. Alright. Now, this edge actually shears some of the wood off once you get close. At this point, use sandpaper to bring the rest of this wood to this size. Like I said, I took too big a chunk of wood out right here. There. Let's see here. I think that's pretty good. It's actually, I probably took a hair too much off. This is the leading edge. The metal comes right up flush there. To do that, you got to take more wood off the back and less off the front. There's a little bit of extra space once this is on there. A little bit extra space in back, but it's flush in front here. At this point, when I put the wingtip bow on, I'll drill a few holes in here, put screws in, and the screws will actually expand the wood a little bit and squeeze it nice and tight inside the bow. So there you go. Pretty straightforward.